You're still watching Prime Morning. My name is Roslyn Felly. It's time for us to have our Prime Insight conversation. But before then, we want to say happy birthday to you, KMJ. Today's your day, so it's all about you. Anytime we come on air, we'll talk about your birthday. K to the M to the J. That's how much we love you. It's time for us to talk about how to develop a savings culture and even what to save. 2023. Of course, we saw 2022. Some people complained so much about the economic hardship. It hit the world globally. It hit Ghana harder. People struggled to make an ends meet. For some, they saved and so they survived. For others, they also experienced haircuts. People were wondering what even haircut really is. So if we are going to talk about savings, we'll definitely have to talk about haircut. But we have to talk about the essence of saving in the year 2023. Just in case economic crisis do come again, how best you have something to cushion you. My guest for today is Kingsley Ajinku Hayford. And Kingsley he's a chartered in everything, so I call him the chartered in finance, chartered in account, he's an accountant, he's a banker, investment banker. He's with Ann Street Finance. I hope I got it right. Okay, great. How are you?
Thanks. I'm fine.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Especially this time of the year and the beginning of the year. And I believe that your viewers will benefit from this program. Yeah.
Definitely they will. And so want the viewers out there to also know that we want to get interactive as possible. So we'll put a number on the line. That's our WhatsApp number. Do send us a message. Don't call, please. Just send in the messages. We'll read it live on air. Any question you have for Kingsley, we'll definitely read it live on air. If time permits, we'll maybe activate the phone line for you to have your question and answer time with him. But before then, if you have any questions, just send it to us on our WhatsApp line. We'll read it and he'll definitely answer the questions. But our first question here, of course, being 2023, the question is, why should one invest?
Well, I think, let me say this. We've gone through very difficult moments, especially the pandemic also came that proved that without savings, you'll be caught unawares because people were not working, businesses were shut down, and then also you have to depend on your savings. So it's a signal that unforeseen events will be occurring year after year. But it's your ability to manage and prepare for such occurrences that makes the difference. And so that is one. We also saw Russia-Ukraine war coming. Again, countries will fight, individuals will fight, and depending on where resources are and the goods and services are coming from, to come to hit your economy. And let me say this, you see, the individual's life is similar to a country's life. Rather, we have individuals, we have family, they make up the country. So usually, whatever is happening at the top, it trickles down. And whatever happens at the down goes up. So these are issues that it will contribute. Again, our own choices also makes a difference. Because as a country, there are certain choices that we make. These are self-inflicted, that's how I put it. For example, you have two options to do A or B. If you do A, what are the consequences? If you do B, so you need to make your decisions right. And if you're able to do it right, you'll be able to see the way. So savings is critical because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. And so again, I always say that if you die according to age, those who are older will die. And so if you have kids, it's important that you save because you don't know tomorrow. Nobody knows when you're going to die. So save so that tomorrow somebody will have something to, some legacy to be able to live on.
Okay, now talking about that, of course, people at home watching, it's not everybody that has a child, it's not everybody that's old. How old must you be before you save?
For me, unless if you are not working, obviously, but as a child, for me, when a child starts asking you, buy me this, buy me that, you have to start teaching the child how we earn income. Because income is not earned by just going to plug it. You work. Sometimes your child knows that you are building. He knows that you are buying vehicles. He knows that. So you find a way to say that, look, these things that I'm buying is because I'm working. Without income, I cannot buy some of these things. So what I do is that even with the income, I pay other bills. And so for me to do more, I have to put some aside. So some conversations need to, and there are times you can give your child money to be able to buy something, see whether you spend all. And then the next standard is, I gave you 10, what did you do? You spent all. So the same, if I spend all my money, and you come back. So from 7, 8, 9, 10, once the child can ask you, I need X, Y, Z, then that conversation will start. But again, from 15 years going, once you give your child money to school, that activity of spending and saving a little should be inculcated.
So like you should get a child a box as well, right?
To be able to do some of these things. So Once that is done at the beginning, rather by 18 years, where the child finished secondary school and entered the university, the savings culture is there. Whatever income that person gifts, some is set aside, be able to do that. So for me, the age is about when the child starts asking questions about money. Then you know that he knows money, how to use it. If you know how to use it, then you must know how to save.
Now, talking about that as well, of course, we are saving, but what's the percentage we have to save with regards to what we are earning?
That's what I want to say. You see, it depends on your situation, because I may do 1,000, somebody will have to do something. So your situation depends. If you're in the hole, there's a way you do it. When you're up there, there's a way you do it. So, for example, somebody can save 1 Ghana cedi a day, and that will result to 365 Ghana cedis a year.
A year.
So that's savings. If your income increases, then you go up. And so, for me, your situation should tell what you should do. Currently, there are a lot of things that will drive your savings. So, averagely, it's expected that you save about 10 to 20% of your income continuously. But your situation can improve it or can lower it. For example, your tastes and preferences. If you want to wear nice dresses, you want to wear the best of shoes, you want to live in the best apartment. So if that is your taste, definitely you cannot save. Because you want to rent and live in maybe East Legon Cantonment.
When you are earning
1,000 Ghana cedis, mean that you'll be borrowing. And let me say this, usually, you see, you get into trouble by doing what's called deficit financing, meaning that your income is 1,000, but you end up spending 1,500. So where is the 500 coming from? It could be by borrowing, because some people are working, but they have a lot of borrowings, even at the office. They have IOUs to pay. Some of them are taking loans from the banks, friends, and so you are surviving. Even people borrow food. They go to the shops, give me 2 bags of rice. So you live at the end of the month on borrowed funds. And so your tastes and preferences drives whatever you do. Again, if you want to save, there should be more austerity measures. When I say austerity, you come to a point to say that this is my income. When it comes to transportation, I'm going to reduce my transportation costs this year. For example, if you stay Medina and you have 4 colleagues around, and let's say you always take drop-in or Bolt or Uber to work, and you pay 60 Ghana cedis. If you have 4 colleagues there, why don't the 4 of you join and come to work?
What if you don't have 4 colleagues?
Again, we have also Trotro, it's also there. You see, there's nothing wrong. Your situation should tell, your condition should tell how you should behave. You know you don't have income, but you want to behave as if you have money.
Some people are of the opinion that if you don't respect money, money comes to you.
Oh, I disagree with that. You know, I think it's purely a matter of focus, matter of discipline. Again, I'm saying that this year, discipline will also let you save. Because if you're financially disciplined, you stay within budget, and you'll be able to cut your costs. Again, let me say that there are a lot of areas that things are happening. For example, if you look at food, food inflation is very high, about 47%. And that is what we're going to have. Again, we have what we call the VAT is coming, 2.5% going to come.
It's another thing altogether. We'll definitely be talking about the VAT, but let's get interactive at home for you at home who want to have a conversation with us, or you have any questions with regards to savings, with regards to investment. We are looking at all of that right here on the show today, because what to even invest in? Should you invest in the bank and make some savings on there, or some earnings on there, or should you rather invest in some properties, maybe renting it out, or do a business of some sort? We are talking about that right here on the show, but let's get interactive. You can send in your messages online. I do have some messages as well. I don't think those messages are for this particular segment, but I'll still read it. Good morning, panel. Please, let's criticize the act of musician. When are we chewing groundnut? The movement, okay. I won't read this one. I understand you, but thank you so much for sending a message. Okay, so Teta from Sunyane has also said, true, Jubilee House is a security installation, but it doesn't mean permission cannot be granted by appropriate authorities for cameras to be used. All right, thank you so much for sending us this message, Teta. For those of you at home who want to send in messages as well, you can go ahead and send in messages about what we are discussing. If it's a question, of course, we'll ask a question. And if it's anything to contribute as well, definitely we'll read it live on air. So I'm with Kingsley Ajeku-Hayford, and he's telling us about how to save this year, where to even save, and definitely we'll talk about what to invest in. You were making a point, Kingsley.
So your ability to save is coming from two angles. Like I said, I was looking at the expenditure side, and then we'll also look at the revenue measures you put in place. Because this year, a lot of companies may not necessarily increase salaries because of the situation. Even if they will increase the percentage very small. And so
because of the VAT?
No, because of the general economic issues, prices are up. So one thing that you need to do, everybody, is to do what review of your expenditure. Review of expenditure means the expenditure that you can avoid. Some too you can reduce it, and then it will create the savings. Because, for example, like I was talking about transportation, if you can take trotro, you can join colleagues, and you can reduce it. If you have a wife who has a car, you also have a car, why don't you use one vehicle? If you're able to do all these things, your transport costs will come down. That will introduce some savings.
Okay.
Again, when it comes to food, again, a lot of people do waste food a lot. You are in a family, they cook and they don't even consume. And so the question is, why would you cook and leave it? And so we need to look at the food area and review. Again, we look at furnishing. For example, you're in your house. Fine, it's not bad, but some people want to make changeover. From the Christmas, people make a lot of changeovers, borrow to finances. It's not bad. But again, if you're able to look at all these areas, you can lower your expenditure. Again, let me come to the area of also come to school fees. For example, school fees is also there.
It's here, January.
It is here, and then rent is also here. Again, if you come to school fees, you are supposed to go and negotiate for a payment plan. Let's say you are given 2 payment plans. You can go and negotiate for the 3rd and 4th so that your payment will be excellent. But again, if you're able to look at all these areas, then you are good to go. Again, your needs and wants. Again, this year, what are your wants? Some of them must be overlooked. You don't need them. So needs are necessities. Even the necessities you can reduce. For example, those who like watching football, subscriptions here and there. You have a subscription that costs about $300 a month. Why wouldn't you join some restaurants when they're playing the match and watch?
Won't you be spending more if you go to the restaurant? You might have to buy a drink.
Oh, yes, buy a drink. How much?
Food.
As low as 10 CDs or 15 CDs or 20 CDs than paying subscription for $300 times 10 CDs. Assume the exchange is 10 CDs, 3,000. So savings just come like that. So a review of your expenditure and reductions will introduce savings naturally, but also monitoring your taste and preference. And this year, financial discipline is very, very important. Stay within budget, stay within containment, and then you can save. Because I don't expect much increase in salaries. It is the salary you are earning now that you have to make sure. That again, there are some people that say they are not working. For example, if you are given, I made this analysis, you are given a gift of 10 CDs, and you can buy kinky for 5 CDs, and fish for 5 CDs, making 10. And there's a fish for 4 CDs. Why should you buy 5 CD fish? Why don't you do 5 4? The 1 Ghana CD can be saved.
But if I feel like eating 5 CDs,
then you are not serious for the year.
Anyway, let's talk about loans as well. Of course, we know that VAT is going up. We know the economy might not be easy. Some people actually balance their life with loans. Is 2023 a year to take on some loans?
Well, it depends on what business you are in. It also depends on the kind of income levels and then your projects before you. You need to do a very good analysis of the project and then your cash flows that are coming and your ability to pay. Once you're able to do that and you can forecast well, then there's nothing wrong taking a loan. But where your expectation of income is quite low and you don't have much, then you have to be very careful. I said that when you are doing your savings issues, there are revenue measures. For example, should there be additional income, which we will discuss additional income. Again, are there things that you can sell? For example, you have too many dresses, some of them you are not wearing, they're very new, shoes new, bags new, and you have 3 or 4 cars, you don't use one of them. You have 4 or 5 buildings, some of them you are not there. So can you rent it out? Can you sell it? So you need to look at all these options. Once you're able to do all these things, it creates some cash flows for you to be able to spend from there. So for me, if you're able to look at revenue measures, fine. So on the basis of if you're able to do that, it creates space for you to be able to get additional cash flows where you can use it to borrow. And then the borrowing, you have to check the interest rate and the terms and conditions. Again, I mean, the terms and conditions are critical this time around. If you are signing any investment or any loan agreement, you have to appreciate the terms. If you may not be an expert, you have to talk to an expert to guide you so that you don't go into something at the end of the day, it will cripple you totally and then it will affect you. So this year is a year of using experts to address the issues. You can't go to the market alone. It's risky. You need an expert advice to walk into the market.
Why? Because
you cannot just say, previous people can say, I want 10%, 15%, but they're thinking that, I know the rate. And so it has proven that government can be risky. Oh, usually in finance, we say risk-free, but now it's different, because crisis can happen. When crisis happen, there are measures that they put in place to correct the economy and get back on track. That's why whatever measure is put in place now, we all need to buy into it. It's because we need to restore the economy, we need to get the economy back on track. We need to support the finance minister to achieve his aim. Just that there are pains, there are difficulties, but without it, the economy will not be able to get back on track for us to live in this. This is the only country we have. And sometimes we need to appreciate some of these conditions, though it may not be the best of times. But it is good that we have no option than to assist. Just that government need to come out with measures that will ease or the pressure that will come so that it will cushion people in terms of the ability to survive in the year.
Talking about that, you know, in the past, of course, whenever we take our money to the banks, we knew that we're going to earn something, especially you knowing that you are saving or, you know, going into some bonds or treasury bills. But it looks like things are a little bit different, looking at haircuts coming in. Where should we go invest? Are the banks the best as of now, 2023?
Yeah, I would say that the banks are still the best. There's nothing wrong with our financial system. The rules and regulations are still the same. Bank of Ghana is still working. Everything is going on. I think that I mentioned some of the difficulties that the country has gone through and some of the policy options that they took to address some of the economic policies and the difficulties. Again, we all expect development to take place. We want roads, we want hospitals, we want this. All this is down on the back of what financing, whether by borrowing or by internally generating resources to be able to do that. And so certain strategies were put in place to be able to do that. But I say that the choice of men make men, and your choices can have effect on you. We made certain choices. For example, the level of borrowing. Did we look at the fact that where have we reached? What level can we contain? Again, when we're borrowing, we should look at our debt servicing issues. So can we service it at this level? We cannot. Some level of forecasting should have been there. I don't know what went wrong, but again, I believe that the policymakers' thinking was to make the citizens better off in terms of providing for their needs here and there. But in so doing, you make some decisions that invariably come to hurt you back. And so we're at a point that whatever happened, we have enjoyed it, but we need to correct it. If you look at the Minister of Finance comment along the line, he's talking about getting the economy back on track in 2023, it will bounce back. But it will come on the back of difficult options, difficult decisions. And I think one of the things that you do when you are in crisis to look at how to restructure yourself. And restructuring means that go back to the people you owe. What can you do about it for me? Can you take up the interest? Can you reduce the principal? I think usually that happens to everybody. Companies go through the same processes.
But me as an individual, if I want to invest or if I want to save my money, should I still go to the banks?
That's why I said that I'm building this argument to say that what has happened is not necessarily the doing of the banks.
No, so what do I do?
Because they are responding to
I get you.
The policy issues.
We all understand.
So it's still safe to go to the banks too, but it depends on the investment product you are putting in.
Okay.
So again, you have to look at what investment product you are putting in, and then also what agreement you are signing. For example, if there's an investment product with a particular bank, and now you are investing, here, that's why I said this year, you need an expert advice. You go and you want to put money at the bank and they give you the terms. Please don't sit there. You are not a finance person. You are not a lawyer. If there are legal issues in it, let an expert look at it for you and to say that these are the terms. What it means is that if you put money here for 6 months, in case of default, this is how they will pay. So that you have a better understanding of the default clauses and how they will settle it for you. So that with that understanding, you know that this one, when I invest, I'll get my money and this is the backup, this is a fall on it. So we need to have a better appreciation of what we are signing up. It's not like people are just joining. Oh, I'm going to put my money there. No.
And that's what has been happening.
It cannot be. You can't go that way.
Okay.
But what I'm also cautioning people is not to stay out of the banking sector. We must have confidence. They are doing well. They are responding to policy issues just to help the system get on track. But as far as their individual products are concerned, excellent. We should continue to participate. The reason is that we cannot consume everything that we have. We need to put aside. Some people say, well, I want to put my money at home. Anything can happen. Your house can get bent. Anything can occur. People can attack you. So what do? The banks and the investment houses are the best place to put your money. Like I said, the terms and conditions you must understand. If you don't understand, get an expert
to explain to you. Since you are the expert and you are here, people don't understand what haircut is. Can you explain, please?
Yeah, I mean, okay, let me put it very simple. I mean, it's like you are restructuring, like you want to correct a situation. You have difficulties in doing something, you want to correct it. So on the side of government is saying that my debt is so much. If I want to move the economy from this point to this point, I need to get some relief. Relief is that I owe you so much. Maybe the interest for now, the next 1 year, I cannot be able to settle because of my difficulties. And so I want to keep your principal, but the interest are not paid next year. The second year, I'll give you something, the third year. So it's a question of a decision and option that they are taking. So by so doing, if they say they will not pay your interest, then technically it's like there's some haircut, like having your hair, and then you want to cut it a certain way. So you cannot maintain how long the hair is. You have to cut it because the situation said that you have to cut it. Maybe you have some sore in your hair, and so you want to.
So it's more of they'll give you your principal, but you lose your interest.
You may lose your interest. So there are different options where you lose your interest or a portion of it, or sometimes you may lose your principal. But in this case, principals are not the issues. It's the interest, and even the interest, they are issuing other bonds to replace it, and then the interest comes in subsequent years, 5% and 10%. Then I think 2027 they also will pay the principal. So you are not going to lose your funds, but it's going to create short-term challenges in terms of individual finances. Again, we can do a whole lot of engineering, financial engineering around it. For example, if they issue, this is where an advice I'm just giving. If they issue whatever bond they give to you, you can use it to raise some money for immediate cash. For example, they issued and say, okay, I'll pay the interest in 2024. I say, okay, now 2023, you need money to survive. You can come to me and say, look, I have this. In 2024, I'll get interest of so much. So the interest will be 4,000. So can you give me 3,000? And then when it comes, you take the 4,000. So you discount it for me, and then I can give you some. So you can engineer it.
I don't understand. I think the layman will not understand what you're talking about.
What I'm saying is that once I get my bond issue, they say they issue new ones for me, and that they say that in 2024 I'll be getting some interest on it, and so the interest will be 5% or 10%. Now, if I calculate my 5% on whatever bond they issue for me, I may know it's about 5,000. But now with 5,000, I don't have the money now, and so you can approach me as an individual, friends, colleagues, to say that I have this certificate of so much. My interest on it in 2024-25 will be 10,000, 5,000, but I need money now. Can you give me 4,000 out of the 5, so that when it matures, you take the interest all? Or the entire investment, I want to give it to you by 2027, where a certain portion will be paid. Can you give me the money now? So you can go for your bond certificate. You can, and trade it in. And then do some financial engineering with it. That's why I say you need expert advice. Friends, because people don't know that they can go for their bond certificates. Oh, once you currently people have their certificate. I mean, once you pass in the bond or treasury bill, whatever it is, you have a document showing ownership. Yes. That ownership, you can trade with it. You can do some business with it. All right. Talk to colleagues and friends who know that this is the investment amount, you are in difficulties. I can take it and give you some money as an individual. Let's break it down again to the layman, because there are so many people watching. I have a lot of messages here. I'll definitely read your messages, don't worry. So you keep sending your messages, I'll read it. It's not a problem at all. I have seen more than 15 messages. I'll read all of them. But for those who are experiencing the haircut now, typical example, I went to the bank, or my colleague goes to the bank and is going to withdraw 15,000. They do a calculation and say you lose 5% or you lose 10%. That is supposed to be the interest at that time. But maybe when you were doing that policy, or when you were investing at that time, they told you the interest was even 2%. But you still did it. But now you're going and they tell you, okay, the interest is 5%. We are calculating 5% of it. It means that you are not losing just that interest. You're losing some part of your principal, right? Correct. So whether you like it or not, you have lost money. You've lost the principal, whether you did a 2% interest or you did a 5%. Now, are you ever going to get it back one day? Yeah. From the government side, in terms of the plan they put together, government will not fail. let me say on authority, government has never failed. They've been very consistent. Ghana government have been very conservative.
For now, they have it for 2022. People will disagree. Yes, they will disagree with you because the consistency hasn't been there.
That's something that for over the years, we have not seen this. These are peculiar circumstances, and that we need to support the economy to get back on track. If I'm the finance minister, I will do everything to get the economy back on track, because your debt servicing is very key, and making sure people who have invested, you get their money back is also key. Whatever plan government have put in place, and with the IMF funding coming in, everything will get back on track. For me, what people should do is to have confidence in the policy options that are available. Like I said, immediately there will be challenges. I'm not discounting that. So those who are watching me, I'm saying that I'm not discounting it. But whatever be the condition, there's a way out. Once you get the new bond that is issued to you, whatever certificate you get, you can use it as a way of also raising money among your friends and colleagues. I'm giving this caveat so that the pressure that people experience will come down. They know that, look, something can be done about it. That's what I call it financial engineering. You have to engineer and get things going, so that it's not like you throw your hands in the air, like nothing will happen and what is going to happen to me. You can do a lot, because you can raise money with that. Again, those who have lost money from other investment houses, it's also not their fault, because again, remember that the portfolio of those investment houses are also in this investment. And so whatever they agree with you, with this decision for the institutional investors also losing certain portion of their interest, obviously, where are they going to get it? So you can't give what you don't have. So definitely you have to match it. So in matching it, it affects the investor in terms of the principal, in terms of the interest that the person. But notwithstanding that, we need to still invest and save the banks. The only thing I say is that now, whatever new investment you are going into, look at the terms, let an expert advise you.
So which one is best for you to go into, the bond or the treasury bills? For
me, every government financial instrument is good. There's nothing wrong. We are in difficult economic times. These are options. And if I'm a finance minister, I'll take some tough options, but I will assure people of the confidence and the bouncing back of the economy. And so
the layman,
still participate in the bonds, participate in the treasury bill, participate in financial instruments, but understand the terms.
What is the difference between bond and treasury bill?
I think in terms of the long-term nature of it, some are short, some are medium. So the long-term nature, and then also with the treasury bill, or let's say, the bond, they are semi-annual payment. That's one. Normally, they don't pay quarterly. They do semi-annual. Every 6 months, your interest is given to you. But with the treasury bill, you can discount it now. Again, you can also receive your entire interest and principal at the first, the 91 days, 81. So these are the arrangement. But with the bonds, you agree maybe a 5-year bond, and then with a 5-year bond, the terms could be this. You will not get the principal until the 5th year, but you'll be paid the interest, semi-annual interest. Every 6 months, you get your interest until the 5th year, where you get the entire. Or in the bond document, they will structure that in the 4th year, they will pay 30% of the principal you are holding. So the features of both instruments are quite different, and usually you see it from the payment and the principal issues and the backings. But for government instrument, like I said, these are things that we shouldn't worry. We should give credit.
Government said 2027, possibly, they will pay back the interest.
I don't know whether the word possibly was the issue. I'm sure it's purely in terms of 2027, there's the payment plan.
Okay.
I've not seen the exact word.
So for those who have lost money in 2022, 2023, that is with regards to the haircut, there's a possibility that when the payment plan comes in, they will get back that interest they lost, right?
They will get it. You see, no, the interest that they lost is
gone.
It's the terms. There are new terms with a new issue. There are new terms, 5%, 10%, and then payment of the principal. So the new terms will take effect. What is important is that whatever new terms that they agree on, Ghana government will honor it. Trust me, because Ghana will not fail. I'm very positive.
No, so let the people understand, because I know people are still confused here. There are terms. What about those who already have bonds in there? Will that term affect their already existing bonds?
Yeah, I think the new issuance, you have to exchange what you have now with a new one. And the new one explains the terms that are given, so that once you receive the new, you know that in 2024, you get this percentage of interest, in 2025, and then by 2027...
So what about the one that has been lost in 2022, 2023?
Obviously, you've lost it. That is
so
what they
get it back?
No, that's what you are exchanging. It's the same thing. Nothing has changed. For example, okay, I have 10,000 with you, and I said that, okay, with the 10,000, this year, I'm not going to pay you your interest because of my difficulties. So next year, I'll pay some interest, but not the 25% we agreed on, but maybe 5%. In that 5%, it's something that I'm trying to discuss.
So what about the one you lost?
You have lost it.
So it's gone. It's not coming back.
In terms of the interest, whatever you
that interest is gone.
Yes, that's why I'm giving the new terms.
Okay.
To say that because of my condition, I'm going to give you 5% next year. And so, like I said, we are all supporting the economy to get back on track.
So the advice here, for those who already have monies in there, I know people are rushing to take out their monies. They will lose the interest on there for good if they should take it out. So will you advise that they keep it and, adjust to the new terms and conditions and make some, interest on there?
I think with the bonds, obviously with the new terms, that's the new terms. You get your money back in the payment term. I think the Treasury bill for now, I understand, is exempt. There's not, so you can keep it to maturity, you can get it back. So I don't think there's fears on the Treasury bills much, but on the bonds, the new terms will take place. Like I said, from what I've read and what I've seen, nobody's going to lose the money. Just that you are losing portion of your interest or your interest for 2020.
But what has been withdrawn and has been lost is gone for good.
Obviously,
I think
that one.
So if you go withdraw now and you lose the interest, don't expect the interest to come back. But whatever is there now, if you leave it and the new terms and conditions come in, then it means that you will benefit off that new terms and conditions.
Yes, you benefit from the new terms and conditions.
That's what I wanted people to know.
So it's the new terms and conditions, that not the old arrangement.
Okay.
I think let's be clear, not the old arrangement. It's the new terms.
Yes.
That will take effect.
Okay, so obviously do not rush and go and take out your money. If you take out your money now, you lose the interest. So what you have to do is you have to leave your money.
No, let me clear something. If you take your money now, you are still losing your interest, whatever
That's what I'm saying.
If you keep the money, you won't get the same old arrangement. What I mean is that if your old arrangement is 25% interest rate, these new terms has a different rate. It could be 5, this 10. So it's the new term that you are going to enjoy. The idea is that you are not losing your principal, your original funds. You are not losing it. It's in safe hands. That's why I said we should trust the government of Ghana. Ghana government has never failed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We are in difficult times. So you enjoy the new terms.
Yes, it's the new terms that people need to sacrifice. Just a sacrifice.
If it was 10, you might be taking.
I know.
5 or
let
2.
me say that it's quite a difficult moment, but we all need this country to survive. We need to support the government to be able to correct this challenge.
So aside Treasury bills and bonds, what other investment can one invest in?
This year, I'm looking forward for people looking at more of real sector investments. Real sector because, yes, put some money aside with the banks for your cash equivalent, meaning that if you need money, you can go and take some. But start some business. This year should be a year of productivity, because if you look at the government measures of restoring the economy, they're looking at the local production and then some tax measures. Again, so if we don't do business, start small business on our own. You can start vegetable business, farming businesses, snail businesses, barbering shop. You can retail a product, beauty product. You can go into transport business. You can do food and drinks. So there are a lot of businesses but again, in going to these businesses, there are things that you need to watch. Number one, your personal interest, whether you have the calling for that or you are savvy in that business. Number two, whether it's scalable, meaning that if you start, can you double it if there is a demand? Again, who is your customer? Again, the potential for customers to be there. So you don't go into a business that is a one-off thing and then you invest, it doesn't work. And so this year, for me, the other investment we need to do, we should go into real sector investment more, plus the investment with the banks where it will serve your liquidity.
Okay.
So you cannot depart from liquidity because of what is happening. A lot of people are saying that, I will not put my money anywhere. Remember, if you invest in, let's say, a shop and buy goods, and your child is sacked from school, I don't think you can go and give the school some carton of milk or something, so they won't take it. They need cash. So
they need cash.
some money have to be in liquidity to be able to do that. So you have to balance it. Yeah.
Right. We are still talking about how to invest in the year 2023, what to even invest in, and the right investment to do. If you just joined us, we have Kingsley Ajinku-Hayford, who is helping us with this conversation. But then let me go and read some messages. I did promise that I'll do this. Good morning, Mr. Mazala, watching you from Obuasi Treasury. Please, I want Mr. Hayford to show us the students how to save and a good saving plan as a student. Hayford?
I think they should first cut their cost. I think now students are even overdressing. They are doing things that, I don't know, people are using vehicle. Some of them are driving to school, buying fuel as if they are working. Meanwhile, they are using their parents' funds. They should make sure of their gifts well. Once your father gives you a gift or your expenditure for school or your income for school, cut your cost. Be a student and cut cost and save little by little. So you develop the culture from there so that you are fine. Again, like I said, dressing. People overdress. If you go to University of Ghana and other universities, Cape Coast and the rest, when he sees you, ask whether is he working or a student. He's dressing more than you.
And now you're dressing.
And all those things, and food and other things. That's the way to go.
Another message coming in. My name is Beatrice. A very nice discussion. When I was in school, I used to do some savings, and when I completed, I decided to spend it on my skin. But unfortunately, my sister advised me to know how to save and stop spending on such things, and I think it has helped me. So I'm not doing anything to earn a living, but I get some small money without spending the money on unwanted items. How am I going to save this? Again, it comes in as monies, as gifts or additional income. How do you save these monies?
Let me say this. I've seen other platforms. A lot of these young people, maybe after university and even during their university, they feel shy, to work, do petty things, selling something, they feel shy. So for me, one of the advice is that this year, you can't feel shy when you're looking for money. Money does not lie. If you feel shy, you won't get money. There's money around. You can, even here, just at the Joy Prime, if you put up some ice chests, by close of the day you sell. But the question is whether, let me use it, whether Rosemary can sit by the ice chest to sell. It's an issue. Because sometimes I feel like, what if somebody sees me selling this? But you're looking for money. Money, there's no color in it. Oh, it's money. We've converted to US dollars. So for me, you have to be disciplined. And whatever little income you have, just set it aside. For example, not all monies can be saved or invested. You just have to set it aside. We accumulate first. Accumulation of the funds is key. Then when it becomes big, you can put in some good use. Yeah.
Right. Please, my name is Eric. I'm a student and 19 years old. I completed SHS last year, but couldn't continue to the university this year due to my financial difficulties. I currently have 1,000 Ghana cedis in my Momo account and wanted to invest it so badly. Can you please ask Mr. Ajinku-Hayford if there's a way he can help me invest it and earn some interest? If possible, also ask for his contact. Okay, the contact you give it before the show ends, but Kingsley, how do you help somebody like this? 1,000 Ghana cedis, he wants to invest.
Well, there are two ways. For me, she can start selling something, you see, and then sell some. Maybe you do 20% in your account as cash. The 800 can be used to sell something. You can sell banana and granite, you can sell oranges.
But these are perishable, so if nobody buys it, you're in trouble. It's
risk management. You need to look at how to present. People have been selling it. It's not today. Roasted plantain is around. If you go to East Legon, buy one for 3 Ghana cedis. It's a whole investment. Like I said, people feel shy. That's my difficulty. Making money. The point, well, how can I say them? People see me. People, you come to work, you pay 700 Ghana cedis and you are here. There's something wrong. When you get to the streets, you can make about 100 Ghana cedis a day. And so there's something fundamentally wrong with the way we are looking at how we are making money.
Right.
We ought to be aggressive. I've said something here. If I cry, too many people here, go to Kumasi or Tamale, nobody knows you. You do business, you make
the money there.
And come back.
Right. Hi, my name is Eno. Please, I have an amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis. What can I invest this in? I
think I said that there are, for example, when it comes to, you have barbering shop, you are retailing, you can retail products. For example, you can buy beauty products as long as there's demand and you have customers and then resale. So you can be a wholesaler, you can be a distributor, you can buy and just do shirts, you can. So go into minor trade, turn it around, because you cannot invest that much, because you can't even rent a shop with 10,000. You can't. So if you can buy maybe 10, maybe shirts, and you can trade off with your friends, colleagues, you turn it around continuously. And before you realize about 20,000, 30,000, then you get to a size that is quite reasonable. Then you can step into some of the key businesses that you want to do. But for those people, trading is key this year. We need to trade, do some trade. You can distribute products. I mean.
Good morning, please. I'm watching you from Achia. I earn 2,700 cedis per month. I choose to invest more than saving. At the end of the day, I receive 1,600. Am I doing the right thing? Help me on this.
I think she's on course. I think the issue has to be the discipline and your lifestyle, your taste and preference. I mean, it's very, very important. A lot of people, their taste and preference worrying them. A lot of people take drink. If they don't take drink, there's something wrong. When they're eating rice, they take drink. So lifestyle issues are key. And so if once you can correct it and you are disciplined, I think she's on course doing well. She should continue and then save. I think she should be doing well.
She'd rather invest than save. Hello, I'm an investor and I have invested in Data Bank, and because of the depreciation, 4,000 of my money may not have... Oh, sorry, let me read it again because I'm still not getting... Hello, I'm an investor and I have invested in, Data Bank, and because of depreciation, 4,000 of my money, not what I have gained, was subtracted. I don't understand why the huge money was deducted, and the fund was M Fund. What's the best platform to invest in?
Like I said,
it's still the haircut.
It's still a haircut. So you cannot go away from the finance houses, the economic challenges. My point is that now we need to discuss. Like I said, these are not issues that you can always say them on air. We do specific risk analysis of every situation, every investment product, and then we can advise from there. So that's why I said this year you need an expert advice in some of these things. And we can't do all. No.
You can't do all. I've put it on myself to save coins for a year, so I don't spend any coins I get in a day, no matter the amount. Is it also a good way of saving? Peter from Takrady.
Excellent. I think that's good. We get coins a lot, and if you can ignore it for you check, realize that you are hitting 100 Ghana cedis. That's a good thing. So you should do more. Beyond the coins, you do some paper as well.
Right. Okay, hello, I'm William from Koforidua. A sister of mine from Denmark asks which business could be lucrative to invest in these days in Ghana. Could you please spell out any suggestions? I
think I said food. Food is critical. Food, because consumption is going to go up. People will eat. And then transportation business is also key.
What about water?
All of them. I mean, food and drinks. I mean, it works. So we need to look at that.
Okay.
And farming. Farming is key now, because now you can do vegetable farming, you can do poultry, so you should invest in those areas, because everybody must get into farming, because look at the food prices. And then again, let me suggest that the rains will be coming. I'm sure from March, April it will be coming. We should make use of our backyard. Please, let's prepare our backyard for farming. Everybody must plant corn, some vegetables. This year, that's the way to go. So that I can go to your back and take some pepper, onion, and tomatoes. Very, very important. This year, everybody must do some farming around. In Accra here, in your house, create some corner and then plant. Plantain can come. I have plantain in my house.
Oh, okay.
It comes every time.
Oh, wow.
I've been getting it.
So you don't buy plantain again?
No.
Wow. Something we ought to think about. Yeah. Hi there. I want to invest in a bank. Which banks are appropriate? My name is Koko Amofrimpong. After lots of advice, I've been able to save, 1,100 Ghana cedis last year. I'm just a student. What should I do with the money? I don't need it now.
Now, all the banks are good, because Bank of Ghana measures are working. The banks are in good condition. There's nothing wrong. So go to the other banks. The only issue is that whatever you are putting the funds in, have a better understanding, so that tomorrow you will not say that I didn't understand it.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't understand it. Yeah. Please, if I invest in Treasury bill, will haircut affect me? From Nana Ison, Cape Coast.
Currently, what I know is that the Treasury bill is not part of it. Yeah.
Okay, Treasury bill is not part of the haircut, so you heard it. Treasury bill is not. Hi, this is Anonymous. Okay, Anonymous, I want to ask of betting if it's a good investment.
Well, I'm not a betting person, and it's a lot of risk, because it's uncertain. So when something is not certain, even though in business there are a lot of uncertainties, but there's no risk. So I really don't subscribe to some of these things. And I believe that if you want to make money, yes, look at a more realistic one.
Okay.
I'm not saying that
don't do it, but just look
there
at
are a lot of businesses in
one.
it, so
okay.
I really don't want to
talk about
touch on.
it.
But let your portfolio look good.
Okay, so hi, good morning. My Miles. Okay, I think you want to say my name is Miles. Thank you for such a developmental program. Sorry. Last year, January, I started a business with 480 Ghana cedis running a program called Own Your Life campaign. I was able to earn $3,000 at the end of the year. I have grown a team of over 5,000 individuals who are earning quite well. I'm motivated to teach others. Okay.
Great. That's looking good. We pray for more such people.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Zach from Kotobabi, a glass fabricator, and I need a marketing plan to explore my business.
Obviously, it's not just a plan. You need a business plan, a more holistic that will address all other variables. So we can talk, I'm sure, when we get there.
Okay, so this is quite interesting. I'm Eben. I have invested 2,000 Ghana cedis in buying and selling, and GRA are disturbing me to pay VAT.
Well, I think it's important that whatever business you do, you should know that a portion you have to pay tax. And on average, businesses, 75% must come to you and 25% to government based on your profit. VAT is on the goods, it's not you. So just put it on it and bill and go and pay government, go and pay GRA. So I think it's simple. It's not you.
It's not you at all.
It doesn't affect you as a business.
Okay.
So just put the VAT rate on the product, the cost. And then when you get the money,
you
go and pay
give it back to them.
So he shouldn't have any difficulty.
Okay.
He should do his business.
So you at home, I know you are itching to ask the questions. The number is on the screen. You can call us and ask all your questions. It's all about investments this year. Where to invest, how to invest, what to invest in. Saving is very, very important. Last year, we saw a lot of people crying so much with regards to, the economic crunch. This year, it could get worse, but if you have some good savings, you will definitely be able to survive. So the number is 0302-211-693 or 40302-211-693 or 4. Just call us and let's get talking. Kingsley is still here. But Kingsley, somebody is asking if they have 20,000 Ghana cedis, what can they invest in?
I think I was mentioning a whole lot of things. 20,000 Ghana cedi can start some food business, but that one, you may not be able to get like a shop or rent a whole space. But I think that they are the wooden structures or simple table that they design nicely. So you have a good location. You could get that design done and then make sure that your rice, your mutu, and your plantain, and then palava sauce is done nicely. You can, we have this porridge, we can do it. But you see, when you do porridge business, by 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you should be cashing in.
You should.
You should close the shop.
Yeah.
So the point is that, like I said, a lot of people will feel shy. I can sit here and do the porridge business. No? By 12 o'clock, I'll meet and we'll discuss and share. We are good to go. This year, I want all of us to be productive, look at the rest sector, and do some level of investment. Because those who are even about to retire, you are 59. And remember that sometimes 60 years, people are so strong. And sometimes going home to sit for 10 years, you can die early. So it's good to start something. And don't say that, I have my retirement package, so I'm going to spend it. Look, it's not exciting.
You ought to do something.
So have some activity that will engage you so that the 10 years, you look strong and work at it. And so there must be business. That is the only way the economy will bounce back. Because if you look at
Let me go on the phone line and you talk about this later. Hi, good morning, Tony.
Good morning, madam. Please, I came late, but I heard you saying that somebody said he did an investment and then he's ready to cheat others. I want to know if I can get that person's contact number so that I can communicate with her.
Oh, the one that earned $3,000?
Yes, please.
it's risky.
I don't know if I can guarantee that, because sometimes some people send these messages and you are not too sure if it's real or it's not real. So if I give the number out and the person is a fraudulent person, I don't know, you come back to me and beat me up.
Yes, I agree with you.
All right. Okay. So maybe you can research on it and then hopefully you chance on it. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Hello, good morning, Alex.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning. Talk to us.
Okay. Yes, I am a ex-U.S. Marine, but I'm tired of life in America. I find American life boring into one way. I have 220,000 Ghana cedis, and I want to know how to invest it to get at least 400,000 Ghana cedis back.
Okay, so you want to invest 220,000 Ghana cedis, hoping to get 400,000 Ghana cedis back.
Yes, and one more question. My pension that comes every month from U.S. military Special Forces. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Kingsley's
Comes
here.
from U.S. military Special Forces.
All right, Kingsley is a
I want to know how
professional.
to invest it to turn into a solid profit. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alexander. Kingsley.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I don't know which investment that you do get 100%. Because you said you have 200,000 something, you want to get 200,000 back. Oh, if that is true, if I heard him
100%.
right, I mean, it's not realistic in terms of return. If it's in terms of cash flows, selling, because you can buy goods worth so much and sell and make maybe 400,000. Now remember, there's cost of operations. You pay electricity bill, you pay your rent, you pay staff. So by the time you finish, your profit will be like 20%. So we don't run business that way. What we need to do, like I said, we need to look at the area that you want to operate. We need to look at the finance, the model, do the computations and see how the revenue streams will look like, the cost of running it and everything. So therefore, it gives a better view, again, so that you always look at the sustainability and the scalability of whatever project. There are a lot of activities. Like I mentioned farming. You can even go into photography if you want to do one of the best photography services. Why not? Documentaries here and there. So we then need to interrogate to see the cash flow sustainability of whatever project you want to go into so that we can advise properly. You cannot sit here and do all those and mention and go here because you may go in. But the are areas that we know that there's demand, like agricultural products.
Like what you said, the food, agriculture.
Those are areas that you can close your eyes.
I think we should start rearing chicken, livestock. Livestock, very important.
Very important. Vegetable farming, snail farming.
Snail farming, yeah.
And these are areas that you can go into. Everybody must start something this year. It's very, very important.
Okay, back on the phone line. Good morning, Ebenezer. How are you? Unfortunately, Ebenezer dropped the line, but Ebenezer, try and call me back. I'll try as much as possible and answer the phone. I have another message coming in, going back on my WhatsApp. Anonymous here again. Okay, I wanted to find out, ask if you could give us a breakdown of his investment packages.
Well, I don't take funds from people. No, I'm an advisor.
Okay.
It gives me a better position to do a proper risk analysis for you so that you can take the best of decisions.
All right. So somebody actually just sent a message asking, why do big companies have tax exemptions, however the small ones don't?
Well, I think it's the strategic business that they are performing and also how they are contributing to the economic growth. For example, we have the free zones where we expected that you produce so much to export, about 70% of your produce, and then 30% locally. So what it means is that it brings foreign exchange so that it improves our reserves and improves the CD. So sometimes in terms of policy-wise, government will want to look at the free zones area to see that those who are operating there will have some exemptions in terms of taxes.
Okay.
Again, for example, if you are bringing raw materials from outside, some taxes are taken off so that it will help your inputs and the pricing to become lower so that you can be able to export. So those are some of the areas one can. But again, with the 2023 budget.
Let me do the line and then we come to the budget. Hello, good morning, Eva.
Hello, good morning.
How are you? Talk to us.
Please, I'm fine, thank you. And
Talk to us, Eva.
yeah, please, I'm having some money with me, like I've done some savings, and I want to invest it in the food business. So I don't want to know how I can go about it.
Okay. All right, Kingsley.
Well, I think it depends on, first, you must look at the location, where you are and where you want to site it. If your location is not good, it doesn't matter the food, nobody will buy. Sometimes, so you have to look at your area, and if you want to move beyond the area too. So location is very, very key, so that, because that's what will drive the demand. So that once you cook it, take it there, people will buy. So that is one. And then the type of food. You look at the area and survey and see what food you think people will take. And there are general foods that people, I think people like kinky. Kinky is one of the best.
Kinky is one of the best. Wache is another. Jollof is another. Right.
I mean, those are areas, but it depends on the demand.
Okay, let me pick my last caller. Good morning, Nana.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, Nana. Good morning. I can hear you. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, madam.
How are you?
Quite well, and you?
Fine, thank you. Talk to us, Nana.
My question is, I want Nana Jeku to explain the differences between the fixed deposit and the treasury bill.
Okay, fixed deposit and the treasury bill. All right. Thank you, Nana.
I think they are all timelines issues. I
Right.
mean, the treasury bill is issued by government. Obviously, nobody can issue it. But with a fixed deposit, it can be issued by any financial institution, where they'll give you a term to say that they have a fixed deposit for 6 months, 3 months, 1 year. So banks themselves they come out with a fixed deposit instrument so that you can buy into it. But treasury bill is purely issued by government.
Okay.
And then
All right.
All
right. So my last message, and then we'll quickly end the conversation. Hi, good morning. My name is Dorothy. I'm watching from Kwada Sukubasi. I did my service at airport 2018. I saved a lot of my service pay. After service, I applied for different jobs, but I didn't get any connection. So I decided to do something with my NSS savings. And God being so good, I opened a drink shop for my mom, and we saved from the drink shop. And now I have a small pub running for me. And I'm still looking forward to make my degree certificate useful, though. Okay, so she's making a lot of money.
And then this is what I expect a lot of people to do with the little resources that they have. And then also, this year, there are a lot of areas that I want people to monitor. In terms of what drives income, very, very important is your career. Sometimes, whatever career you have gone into it, you have to see whether it has a market. Again, your skills level. Again, you also need to look at the industry. There will be economic challenges, but not all industries will be affected. For example, if you take the telco, I mean, there will be challenges, but
They'll never get affected, eh?
So the economy will determine which areas that you need to look at your career, how you apply it, and how you even come up with products and services that you can deploy into a system. So for me, I see a more positive year, 2023, because with financial discipline, with very good financial choices, monitoring your taste and preferences, you'll be able to sail through. Because if you're not able to do this, it will affect you financially, your health, financial stress will come in. Secondly, this year, I see more people being corrupt, more people over-invoicing and under-invoicing, fraud here and there because of financial challenge that will come. But if you're able to discipline yourself and then also invest the little you have, you may avoid some of these behaviors. For example, people lose their principles and values because of financial stress. And so it is important that we have to tackle our finances in a more serious manner in terms of needs and wants analysis and reviews. And I believe that we'll be fine at the end of the year.
Thank you so much for being here today. We are super grateful.
Thank you.
Your number for those who want to get in touch with you?
You can go 026-542-4487. 026-542-4487. You can call and we'll look at your situation and then we design something that fits you for personal transformation.
Thank you so much for being here. Super, super grateful. And I've been speaking with Kingsley Ajinku Hayford. He is actually a chartered accountant, chartered tax advisor, investment broker, a banker, and partner with A Street Finance. And of course, he's given his number. So if you need any financial advice, do contact him. He will help you. This year, find something to do. You can go into, farming. You can go into sales of food products, anything, just get into it and let's make some money. My name is Roslyn Fairley. Don't forget that today is KMJ's birthday. Happy birthday to you, KMJ. He's coming up with a conversation on cervical cancer. You ought to stay tuned to your television set. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.